Welcome to all in your channel NCERT e-teaching. I am Dr. Kailash Meena, going to explain chapter number 4 from class 7 science NCERT, and this is our second lecture on that topic, heat. And today we are going to discuss about the transfer of heat. So in my previous lecture we learned about the concept of heat, the measurement of heat, uh, Celsius, Fahrenheit, and thermometers, the tools used for measuring temperature of any object. We learned about clinical thermometers, digital thermometers, and laboratory thermometers, and we ended the lecture with similarities and differences between clinical and laboratory thermometers, and I assigned you a little assignment also. Now coming to the topic, transfer of heat. So why transfer of heat? This transfer of heat is also called heat flow, and here you can read. I am reading this statement for you. Heat flow resulting from a temperature difference takes place as conduction, convection, or radiation. So let do not delve into the technicalities. Let me simplify that idea. That when two objects are in contact, and if those two objects are having different temperatures, they will transfer their heat. Let me draw something like this is an object A and this is an object B. If object A have more heat than object B, then heat will transfer from object A to B. This is the idea of heat flow or transfer of heat. Why heat flows? Because two objects which are in contact have different temperature, and the object, in case the object A, if any object have more heat, more temperature, then it will transfer its heat from to the another object. Now we have understood why heat transfer takes place, because of the temperature difference. If there will be no temperature difference, then we cannot notice the transfer of heat. Now if transfer of heat happens when difference is temperature between two objects, how this transfer of heat happens? The answer is by three processes: conduction, convection, or radiation. So what is conduction, what is convection, and what is radiation? Let me give you a very brief idea. Conduction happens in case of solids, convection happens in case of fluids, and radiation happens when there will be no medium. So what is this medium? See, you will learn in your class 8 science that sound, light, and heat are different forms of energies. When these energies travel from one point to another point, then some energies require some medium, some and another energies do not require any medium. For example, sound always needs some medium. If you want to hear something, if you want to say something, we need some medium, either solid, liquid, or gas. And that is why we are not able to talk in space, because there is no medium in space. So there are places where there is no medium available. Now light is able to travel without medium also, and that is why we are able to experience light from sun, because there is a huge distance between earth and sun. So there may be medium, there may not be medium, there are several things in between the earth and sun. So light can travel without medium also. So here we are not discussing light and sound. Let me come to the idea of heat again. So heat can transfer from solids, heat can transfer from fluids. What are fluids? So when I took classes in 7th, what I noticed that students think that fluids are liquids. No, fluids are those substances where we can notice the movement of molecules, we can notice the flow of molecules. So both gases and liquids are fluids. So what are fluids? Of course liquids are fluids, but yes, gases are also fluids. So conduction, convection, and radiation are three modes of heat flow or transfer of heat, let me discuss each of them in detail. So first take conduction. So when you talk about conduction, let me discuss one activity first. So here is an activity which is showing. Before discussing this activity, let me explain that activity in my way. So if you have one metal teaspoon like this, and you have a matchbox with matchsticks, and if you have matchsticks like this, I'm sure you are able to imagine, because I'm not drawing a very fine drawing, but you can imagine these are matchsticks. You can glue these matchsticks with this spoon with the help of wax, candle wax. If you can imagine, this is a very simple example. So you can stick these sticks with metal spoon. Now we can heat this spoon by using a candle. Now I'm sure I'm making some sense. You must imagine that it is a candle. Now it is a candle, clear? So we are heating the spoon with the candle. What will happen over a period of time? We all have experienced this, okay? So what will happen, that first this matchstick will fall, then this matchstick will fall again. In this sequence all sticks will fall. So I am not trying them falling, but you can imagine that they are falling from the spoon. Why they are falling from the spoon? Because slowly, gradually, this spoon get heated from point A to point B. It is a very simple observation. When you have cooked food, you all have experience. I hope you all have experience that when you have cooked food and you have metal spoons there, you can sense that if you put in warm food or warm dal or anything, it will become very hot. So it happens gradually. So what is actually happening is that everything is made up of atoms and molecules. So the molecules or atoms of this spoon or metal spoon will interact with each other, and they will help the heat to flow from them, and that is why we say that metals are a good conductor of heat. So this is what we call conduction. Now coming back to the activity, in this presentation it is like this, but see, when you see this type of diagrams, you can see, okay, this only can happen in the laboratory, and nowadays we are working from home, we are studying from home, and we are teaching from home, that you are not able to connect with these diagrams. So that is why I explained that idea very simply. The same thing is happening here. This metal rod is becoming hot because of this candle or burner, and here these are wax pieces, and that activity we used wax pieces plus matchsticks to clearly observe the activity. Now same activity here. So what this activity shows? The process of conduction. Let me read this statement for all of you. Conduction is the process by which heat is transferred in solids from the hotter end to the colder end. I hope I am clear, because this is very simple idea. Now the concept of conductors and insulators. What are conductors and insulators? I already have discussed this idea in fiber to fabric when we were discussing the warm clothes and the cold clothes, for example woolen clothes. Now coming back to the idea of conductor and insulators. So as we have seen, the transfer of heat through solids is called conduction, but not all solids supports the transfer of heat. For example, wooden pieces, plastic, glass, these things do not allow heat to pass. So these are called bad conductors or poor conductors of heat, or called insulators. And metals, of course, are very good conductor of heat. That is why they are called conductors. And you will encounter these terms in class 8th also. There we will learn the good and bad conductors of electricity also. In most of the cases, this is very interesting, that in most of the cases the conductor of heat will be the conductor of electricity, and the insulator of heat will be the insulator for electricity. For now, so here are some examples of conductors and insulators. So let me repeat again. What are conductors? All materials which allow heat to pass through them is called conductors. For example, iron, aluminum, copper, and other metals also, silver, gold, steel. Now insulators, the materials which do not allow the heat to pass through them easily, for example wood, plastic, glass, rubber, air, water, etc. Very simple concept. I hope you understood this. Now coming to the convection. So this is a little complicated idea than conduction. What happens in fluids, liquids as well as in gases, what happens that when you heat liquid, the particles of liquid which are in contact with heat, for example in this diagram, the particles which are in contact with this bottom heated up and they will rise, because we all know that heated particles will rise because of the energy. And you also have studied in social science also, when you learnt about the weathers, climates, wind flow, that the areas which are hot on the surface of earth becomes low pressure areas because of rise of air. So same thing is happening here. So those molecules going up, and the cold molecules, cooler molecules which were on the surface are going down, and this is how this liquid is heating. And if you want to witness this process, let me give you another example which is not connected to laboratory again. So what is that idea is, if you have a glass tumbler like this, if you have water in it like this, and if you have one ink, liquid ink, for example like red ink or let me say black ink or blue ink. So if you want, if you have that type of ink, you can spot the movement of molecules. If you see how this ink will spread in across the water, this is very interesting phenomena to witness. So this is how you can witness the movement of molecules or flow of molecules, and the whole water will become red or blue. So now coming back to the convection. So in this there is one activity mentioned in our NCERT textbook, that we will add some KMnO4, KMnO4, which is called potassium permanganate, which is ink like. If you do not aware about this molecule, this is ink like appearance. So if you are adding potassium permanganate or KMnO4 in liquid, it will give the appearance ink like, and if you warm this water or heat this up, you can see the flow of molecules, which is very simple activity. Now convection in air. So this let us focus on this diagram. So this diagram shows all the mechanisms like convection happening here, because air is there and air is also fluid, and conduction happening here from solid rod, and finally no convection or transfer of heat without no medium in term of radiation. So these three are, in very simplified manner you can notice these three phenomena. So I hope you all are aware about these three phenomena: conduction, from transfer of heat from solids; convection, transfer of heat from liquids and gases which are fluids; and finally radiation without any medium, for example from sun to earth. Now very interesting and very simple idea: sea breeze and land breeze. What are sea breeze and land breeze? Very simple idea. If you all have witnessed this thing, that soil gets warmer quickly and cooler quickly. So if you sand on beaches or in deserts, if, in sunlight it becomes very hot, very warm, and in night it becomes very cold. So sand is have a less capacity to retain heat, so it warms quickly and it cools down quickly. But as if you are talking about water, it will warm slowly and it will cool slowly. It's a simple idea. If you can perform an activity also at your home, that you can have a bucket of water, you put it in sunlight for 1, 2 or 3 hours, slowly gradually it will become warm, and when you take this bucket to your room temperature or to your room, it will again, if it is warm, it will take some time to cool down. So water takes time to heat up and water also takes time to cool down. It means it absorbs heat slowly and it releases heat slowly, but sand absorbs heat quickly and releases heat quickly also. So this is the idea behind the sea breeze and land breeze. So when you visit beaches, so what you will experience, that the land becomes warmer and the sea becomes colder in the day because water is heating gradually. So what you will experience, so as we all know that warm air is light, it will go up like this here, and because there is a blank space, the cool air from ocean will flow from ocean to land. This is called sea breeze, and it is very pleasing experience to experience that breeze. And but at night time again land will become cool quickly, but water will take time. So at night water will be warm at sea, so again air will rise at the point of ocean like this, and this cool air will come to ocean from land to sea. So these things are completely opposite. So at daytime cool air is flowing from sea to land, and at night time cool air is flowing from land to sea. In both of the cases these cool breezes are called sea breeze in case of day and land breeze in case of night. So this is very simple idea. So here you can again notice the sea breeze and land breeze. Now finally radiation. So radiation is the process by which heat is transferred from one place to another without help of any medium, as I already have discussed. And the example is a transfer of heat from sun to earth, and again which we have already discussed when at campfire we experience the heat from the side, not from the top of fire. So finally dark colored surfaces absorb more heat than light colored surfaces. You also have experienced this, that in summer people want to prefer light colored clothes as compared to dark colored clothes. And this is here is one another activity here, is that you take two bowls, one is white color and one you can color with black, or one you can have black bowl at sunlight. After 1 or 2 hours you can see that the warmer the black colored or dark bowl have warmer water. Why? Because dark color absorbs more light or more heat, and again if they absorb more heat they radiate more heat also. So this here is the concept behind this activity. Finally we have warm clothes, and I already have discussed these warm clothes in or fiber to fabric lecture, that woolen clothes are called warmer clothes because they trap heat in between, they trap air in between them, and air is a bad conductor of heat, or it is an insulator. So that is why they are called warm clothes. They are not as such warm, they help us to keep our body warm. Again the cool clothes are cotton clothes, they help our body to keep cool. For example, cotton clothes absorbs our sweat in the summer days, and that sweat is vaporized and we experience the coolness. So this is the idea about the clothes we wear in summer and winter. So this is the brief idea about the heat and temperature and the measurements and the thermometers, and finally the mode of transfer of heat, conduction, convection and radiation, then some activities, and then few ideas about land breeze and sea breeze. Now we can discuss the NCERT exercises. In my previous lecture we have solved the exercise number 1, which was the similarities and differences between thermometers of laboratory and clinical. Now the second question, let us review these questions quickly, because after reading the chapter we are easily able to solve the NCERT exercises. So the question number 2 is about conductors and insulators. So as you all know that metals are conductors and wood, plastic and air are insulators. Here and the only 2 examples were asked, so it is very easy question. Only 2 examples were asked. Now fill in the blanks. So this is activity for you. You read them, you fill the blanks, and here are the options which are very simple if you have read this chapter carefully. Now again match the following, which is again very simple. Land breeze blows during, sea breeze blows during, we know when they blows if you have read the chapter, if you listen the lecture carefully. And these are the answers for you. Again question number 5, Discuss why wearing more layer of clothing during winter keeps us warmer than wearing just one thick piece of clothing. The answer is very simple. If we have many layers, then these layers will trap more air, and because more air is a bad conductor of electricity, or sorry, heat, it is an insulator, so we are able to retain more heat. So we will be very comfortable if we have more layers during winter. Now we need to mark some transfer of heat here. So we, because of our discussion, we can easily mark the transfer of heat: conduction from the solid utensil, then convection in the liquid, and radiation side by side of the burner. Now question number 7: in place of hot climate, it is advised that outer walls of houses be painted white. Why? Because white color reflects light and white color reflects radiation. It will absorb less heat. Very simple idea. Again, question number 8 is very simple and very easy. That we have water 300 degrees centigrade mixed with 500 degrees centigrade. What will the temperature of mixture? It will be between 300 and 500 degrees Celsius, because heat transfer will take place, and 300 degrees Celsius will take up heat from 500 degrees Celsius, and again the 300 degrees Celsius will rise, 5 degrees Celsius will go down. So here are three final 9, 10 and 11 multiple choice questions. Very simple. So in question number 9, a iron bowl and a mug containing water have both the same temperature, 400 degrees Celsius, so they will not show any transfer of heat. This is the idea. Again, question number 10, a wooden spoon is dipped, so it does not become cold. Why? Because wood is a bad conductor of heat. It is not made up, the spoon is not made up of metal. Now question number 11, stainless steel pans are usually provided with copper bottoms. Why? So this is a new idea for us. So as I have mentioned that there are some conductors of heat, there are some insulators of heat. So if we generalize the idea that metals are conductor of heat, then we will encounter that few metals are very good conductor of heat than other metals. So copper is a very good conductor of heat. So this is the idea behind this. Thank you so much for your listening. Our next topic will be chapter number 5, acids, base and salts. Thank you.